Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So connecting with the previous lecture, the today topic is the use of data analysis. How to conduct, how to use data, how to feed data in a specific model, how to use a specific model of forecast in order to predict for the future. So in this lecture, I will show you some example. I will feed some specific data set in some specific models while using Excel in order to forecast for the future month, for the future year. So in the previous forecasting lecture, I have only just discussed that what is forecasting, different time range in forecast, different models in forecast, qualitative models, quantitative model, how we will use forecast, different trend in forecast, different mean data shape in forecast, how to use specific model in a specific scenario. So today I'm just going to start that how we will use forecasting technique, how we will use a specific method for a specific data. So moving average is the basic arithmetic mean series forecast which normally we use in a situation when there is little or no trend available. So in my previous lecture I already discussed a trend that it's a long term period trend. It takes some long time period. So we will be able to use moving average where there is no trend. We can also use moving average where there is some seasonality. That means a specific changes occur due to some specific season. So we will be able to use moving average method. But moving average will not be so good in the long term forecast, in the trend when there is some trend exists, when there are some long range cycle exists in the data. We will use it often for smoothing. So the main objective of using moving average method to smooth the data. Why we want to smooth the data? Because if this data is not smooth, we will not be able to forecast accurately. So when we smooth the data, we will be able to forecast accurately. This technique basically provides overall impression of data over time. How we will write the formulation of this technique? Moving average is equal to summation demand in previous n periods divided by n. So now it's on you. You will use this n periods. If you have some little bit experience about the data, what kind of data you have collected so far? Is it seasonal data? Is it some trend exists in the data? So today I'm also going to show you how you will check the behavior of the data. So the most important thing, you need to check the data behavior. What kind of data is it? Is it a trendy data? Is it a cyclical data? There are some irregular fluctuation exist in the data, or there is some random noise factor involved in the data. So when you check the data behavior, after that you will be able to use some specific forecasting technique. So in this example, which I already discussed, there are some data, monthly data, January, February to July, and these are the actual shed sale. Now in this example, we are using 3-month moving average. So if it was 4-month moving average, it's mean we are going to forecast for May while using the previous 4-month data. Which 4 month? January, February, March and April. But in this example, we are going to forecast, we are going to predict for the month of April. So in order to predict for the month of April, we will using previous 3-month data. Which 3-month data? 10, which is the forecast, which is the actual sale of January, plus the actual sale of February, which is 12, and the March sale 13, and we will divide with the number of previous month period which you using for forecast, which are 3. So we utilizing 3 months, so it will be 11.66. Normally we will proceeding with, for the May month we will be using the previous 3 months because we are going to use 3-month moving average data. So in this May we will consider February data, March data and April data, and we will divide with 3. So at this way we will calculate this. For June we will using May, April and March data. For July we will be using June, May and April data. So you can see 16 plus 19 plus 23 divided by 3. So at this way we will be able to forecast for the future value. So for example, if you want to predict, if you want to forecast for the month of August, so if we using 3-month moving average data, so we will utilize the previous 3-month data. May, June and July. 19 plus 23 plus 26 divided by 3. So the forecast for the August month will be 22.66. So at this way we will calculate moving average. Okay, so now I am going to show you that how you will check the data behavior. So as I already mentioned that in the moving average, we can use moving average for that kind of data where there is some seasonality exists. What kind of seasonality? Mean the data values change with a specific season. Let's suppose the sale of ice cream will be going up when the temperature is going up. In the month of May, when the centigrade is going up, in June it will be going up. So this sale of ice cream will also be going up. But when it reach to the July and August month, then the sale will be going down because the winter season is approaching. So the sale of ice cream will be automatically fall down. So in this example, I'm just going to show you that how you will check the data behavior. So we have a specific data set. For January, the actual sale is 10. For February, it is 12. For March, 13. And we want to utilize this. We want to check the data behavior. So what you need to do? You need to select this whole data set. And then you need to check the behavior of this data. So you can see the behavior of this data. In January, let's suppose this is the ice cream sale data example, as I already mentioned. From January, February, March, April, it's going up. In the month of June and July, it's going to a very high peak. Okay. Then from July, on July, the sale was 26, but from July to August, the sale is going down, which is 22. Similarly, in September, the sale was 19, so it's going down. So I mean the behavior of the data is a little bit seasonal. So in such like, when you check the behavior of the data, then you need to decide which specific forecasting technique will be the most feasible one. So at the moment, I'm just going to show you that how you will calculate moving average while using this data set. So let's suppose I want to conduct a 3-month moving average. Why 3-month moving average? Because if you have a look, the sale data, in January it was 10, in February it was 12, in March it was 13, but in April the sale going up to 16. There is too much difference between 13 and 16. The difference is 3, while the difference between 12 and 10 is not too much. The difference between 13 and 12 is only 1. So on the basis of this, we have decided that fluctuation, that variation, sudden variation occur after 3 months. So that is why we decide 3-month moving average approach. So how you will use 3-month moving average approach? You need to sum the previous 3-month data, utilize those 3-month data in order to predict for the month of April. So for example, we want to forecast for the month of April. What will be our forecast while utilizing the previous 3-month data? So the pre-month data, which is 10, so we need to use sum. You need to select these 3-month previous data. Then you need to divide with 3. Why 3? Because we only select the previous 3-month data. If we using 4-month data, then we need to choose the previous 4-month data and we need to divide with 4. Enter. Okay. So if you click on this cell, you can see sum B2 to B4, B2 this one January, B3 this February, and B4 is March data divided by 3. And then you need to drag it down. Automatically you will calculate. If you randomly select a cell in this column, it will show you the forecast for September while utilizing the June, July and August data. At this way, you can also calculate for the coming January data. While using December, November and October data, you will be able to predict for the future data. So let me show you when we have collected this, when we construct this 3-month moving average. Now let me show you the sketch of this data. Now what is the behavior of this data? So you can see from this is my original actual. You can see this is actual sale data. So in the actual sale data, you can see from January, February, there is a hump. You can see this hump in the month of June and July, in the mid of June and July. Then it's going down. So basically, in forecasting, what we need to do, we basically smooth the data. So this is my forecasted 3-month moving average data. This is my forecasting data. So mean our moving average approach smooth this data. It remove the hump from this data. So if a question come into your mind that why it's not a straight line, so this will be totally wrong approach, because we need to work with reality. Reality is that in June and July the sale of ice cream is going up. Okay, so our forecasting also give us the reality forecast. It will not be too far from the reality, because in June, July, August and September the forecast is high. So in the original, in the September, this is our forecast, but our data based on utilizing our previous data, it shows that the forecast will be near to 20, or it will be about to 20, it will be 22 to 23, then it will be going down. So at this way, the most important thing, you need to check the data behavior. Then on the basis of that behavior, you need to conduct a specific forecasting test. You need to use some specific forecasting technique. So in this example, I just show you that how you will check the data behavior, how you will calculate 3-month moving average. For example, let me show you how you will calculate 4-month moving average. So we want to predict for the May month. So what we will do, we will consider the previous 4-month data in order to predict for the month of May, and we will divide with 4. So at this way you need to drag it down. Okay, let me now show you. Okay, let me show you how you will sketch it. What will be the difference between 3-month and 4-month moving data? So you can see from this is basically my original. The red one show 3-month moving, and the green one show the 4th-month moving average data. So the 3-month and 4-month are a little bit same, but there is only it surpass the red line. You can see the red line is 3-month moving average, while the green line is the 4th-month moving average. So at this situation, the red line is more relevant to the original, but the green one is going up from the 3-month moving average. So at this way, we can choose that the 3-month moving average is a little bit accurate forecast than the 4th-month moving average. But on the basis of this, you will not be able to decide, because we need to calculate forecast error. The technique which give you less forecast error, that will be the most accurate one, that will be the most feasible one. So let me show you how you will calculate the deviation or forecast error. So I will do this in another example. Now in this example, you can see that we have a data from 1st May to 1st July. This one is the time period which starts from 0, 1, 2 to 25 days. So we have 25 days data, and this is our actual sale. For example, on 1st May the sale was 245, 244, 250. So the most important thing, you need to sketch the data. Okay, we select this month actual sale. We will remove this time period because it will create problem for us. So we will sketch this. So when you sketch it, I am going to remove this because this is time period. So this is my actual data. When I plot it from the data, from the chart, I can see there is some seasonal behavior exists in the data. Because on 1st May it's going, from 1st May it's going up, then on 5th May it's going down, then from 7th to 9th month it's going up. So there is some seasonality. For example, if you want to sell ice cream on a specific sunny day, then the sale will be high. But if it is rainy day, then the sale will be going down. So how we will check, how we will forecast while using this data for the next month. Okay, so we not know that on which day it will be rainy, on which day it will be sunny day. So the most important thing, you need to sketch the data, you need to check the behavior of the data, then you need to select, then you need to choose a specific forecasting technique. So we are just studying the moving average. So in this data, moving average, for this data, moving average will be so feasible one, moving average approach will be so good one. Moving average will give us some good forecasting accuracy. So let me conduct a 3-month moving average. So is equal to sum, because we are going to use 3 month or 3 day, because this is a daily data. So previous we will use 3 days previous data. So this one divided by 3, because we are using 3 days data, and then we will drag it down. So at this way, when you randomly select it, automatically you can see that it select the previous 3 days data. Once again, I am going to select, I'm going to sketch this. So when you sketch it, you can see from this chart, this is the red one is the actual sale data, while the green one, which is a little bit smooth, the green one show our forecasted values, which based on the 3-month moving average. So the green one is a little bit more smoother than the red one. There is too much fluctuation in the red one, but in the green one it's a little bit smooth. Once again, we will use moving average, because moving average is far better for seasonal data when there is some seasonality exists. So if you can see it matching the reality, when the red one is going up, the green one is also going up, but it remove this hump. There is a hump, but it's a little bit smooth from this one. Similarly, it's going down, then it's going up. So it totally removed this whole red hump. You can see it's a rectangular type thing. It totally remove this and give you a right forecast for you. Okay, then again it's going up, so it's matching the reality. It's not mean that, for example, for the 5th May the sale will be 56, and your forecast give you a forecast of, instead of 56 it will be 156. So it will be totally wrong forecast. So you need to choose such like forecasting technique which give you some forecast which is some there is some accuracy, and it also meet the reality, because you have also experience in a specific business. So it should not be totally different from the reality. Okay. Similarly, as I mentioned, how you will calculate, how you will check that which forecasting technique will be the best one. So this is very important question. You need to calculate forecasting error. How you will calculate forecasting error? We can use actual. So this is equal to, this is my actual for the 4th May minus the forecasted for 4th May 3-month moving average is, so the difference between actual and the forecasted value is 13.67, which is called forecasting error. Okay, this is also called deviation. So let's suppose if you use 3-month moving average, and if you want to use 4th month moving average, so for 4th month moving average you need to use 4th, because this is for the 5th month, 5th May. So we will use this 4 previous day data, and we will divide with 4. So at this way you need to sketch it. Now the question is, which technique is the best one? Which technique is the best one? So you need to calculate forecasting error. So for example, if I want to calculate forecasting error, the actual was 265 for the 5th May, and the forecasted while using the 4th month moving average, 4th day moving average is 15. Similarly, we will drag it down. Okay, we will drag it down. Sorry, not this one. We will drag it down, and then we will compare. So the deviation for 3-month moving average for 5th May is 13.67, but the deviation for fifth May while using the 4th month moving average is 15.25, which is not good. This error is too much. This value is very high as compared to this one. So mean 3-month moving average is far better than 4th month moving average. Similarly, for 6th May, it is 1.67, while the 4th moving average shows 5.25. The difference between actual and forecast for 6th month is 5.25, while for 3 months is 1.67. Similarly, you will check it. So you need to decide on the basis of the forecasting error, which the specific method, the specific approach. If you want to decide between 3-month moving average and 4-month moving average, you need to calculate forecasting error. And how you will calculate? Actual minus forecast will give you. So similarly, we also calculate forecast error for 3-month moving average and for 4-month moving average. And on the basis of this, you will decide that which one is the best one. Similarly, you can also use absolute sign. In order to remove these minus sign, you will calculate average. So let me calculate the absolute. How you will calculate? In Excel, you need to write is equal to ABS absolute. When you write the absolute, then you need to put the number and enter it, and you will drag it down. Similarly, for this one is equal to absolute, this number and this one. So it will automatically count. You can also calculate average. Average of, this one. And you can also calculate average is equal to average this fall. Okay. So you can also calculate average. So I hope that you understand the use of data analysis, how you will feed data, how you will use Excel for forecasting, how you will decide that which moving average, 3-month moving average or 3-period moving average is best, or 4-period moving average is best. So I already mentioned while conducting this example, but the most important thing, you need to check the behavior of the data. When you understand that the data behavior is seasonal, when you understand the data behavior is trendy, or there are some long cycle exist, then on the basis of that, you will be able to conduct a very good test. You will be able to use such like forecasting model which give you some more accurate forecast.